I recommend that we all take the opportunity to watch Beau McDougall's latest video on the anatomy of the listing process, as it presents an excellent opportunity for learning and professional development.
This is Beau McDougall with Next Home People First
with anatomy of listing process.
All right, I'm excited today to talk about the listing process. When you're selling your home, there's going to be two distinct processes, one of which is the listing process. The second part is going to be the sales process. I think it's important to keep those two processes very separate. They're very dynamic and they have two completely different flows and paths that we go to them. So today we're going to talk about the listing process and the anatomy of it. So first, just like the buyer process, you're going to find a real estate agent. You're going to interview agents, you're going to see the reviews, you're going to see their marketing, and really just who you vibe with and who you feel is going to do the best job for you and what you're looking to accomplish with the sale of your house. After you've done some interviews, you've decided who you want to go with, you're going to start reviewing a CMA, you're going to start a net sheet. So what is a CMA? Well, it's a market analysis. Your agent is going to go ahead and look at comps in the areas, sales, pendings, listed, a historical view of homes like yours within your radius. Generally speaking, it's about a half mile, but based on the type of homes, if it's a custom home, larger or smaller than the area, they may have to go outside that ring to find the comparables to best suit you, so you know exactly what your market value is and what assume that your house based on like homes will go for. After you get that market analysis, you're going to start with a net sheet. This is where your agent will take the estimated sale price of your home, the fees associated with selling your home, be it commissions, transfer tax, escrow fees, home warranties, HOA package, and give you what's called an estimated net sheet. Of course, we'll never know exactly what the net is going to be at that time, but it'll give you a good rough estimate of where you're going to end at the end of the transaction. So once you've gone over the market analysis, you feel comfortable with your listing price, you've seen the net sheet, you understand exactly what you should walk away with, it's time to get into a listing agreement with that brokerage. Listing agreements are going to consume a few different things and they're all negotiable. Price. Obviously, you've already decided a price through the market analysis. It's going to list that in the initial listing agreement. Compensation or commission. Commissions are negotiable in every deal. There's no such thing as a set commission. If anyone says there is, it's a lie. It's negotiable. I will comment at this time though, agents that are very good at what they do know their worth. You may be able to negotiate down a little bit, but they're not going to come down much for what they feel they're worth and what they're going to offer you during the sales process. The term, generally speaking, it's 6 months to a year. It can be as low as 30 days. Technically it could be a day. That's going to come down to what you and your agent are comfortable with for that initial term. Finally, any special details that might be associated with this deal. Do you have a very large chandelier that was made for the house, but you really want to take it? You got to list these things out in the listing agreement. So when the agent uses that listing agreement to go live, they know to include that in the MLS so that a prospective buyer doesn't see your home and then expect that beautiful chandelier to stay. And at the end of the transaction, you have an issue because you want to go, they want to stay. So those are special details that you're going to want to put in that listing agreement. Now, you have a listing agreement, the terms, the price, everything is set. Now you're ready to get your house ready to list. We're going to call this the listing prep. There's a couple different ways you can do it. If your house is cluttered, you can do a decluttering, depersonalize, maybe put some stuff in storage or pods. Do a good deep clean. Everyone likes to see a house presented well in its best form, and that includes being clean. I know with families and life, if you're still living in the property, it's hard to keep it that pristine clean, but do your best. Try to get away with clutter. Try to take out the trash. Have your house ready to show at all times. Because sometimes it's a quick showing. If you got that perfect buyer, you might want to let them in when your house just isn't quite perfect, but you're keeping it in a certain level. If your house is vacant, there's such thing as a staging. Staging is where an agent and a staging professional will come in and bring in beds, couches, decorations to really make a vacant home feel like home. Now, you have your house prepped, ready to go. Now it's time for videos and pictures. Not all houses are the same, so not all picture video packages are going to be the same, and they're all going to be needed, and some are going to need more. High quality videos, number one. If you have your agent and he pulls out or she pulls out an iPhone to take pictures of your home, that's not the agent for you. Stop the car, let them hit the road, and get a professional that's going to hire a high quality photographer to put your house in the best light possible. There's such things as 3D virtual tours. There's Zillow 3D tours, there's Matterport tours. They're very accessible these days, and they really should be done for every house. Get out there, it allows people to walk through your house without having to step foot in your house. We're here in Las Vegas. There could be someone in Chicago, New York, Florida that could be walking through your house, seeing if it's going to be a fit for them and never having to set foot in the state, let alone your house. A drone footage. If your house is on a unique lot and you want to showcase that, the area where you live and it has special features, drone footage might be a great option for you. Be careful with drone footage though. You want to hire a professional drone photographer that has a drone license. You can get yourself in a lot of trouble if they're flying a drone in areas where they're not supposed to be, especially in restricted airspace. And finally, video. Video is becoming the new norm. Obviously, I'm here on video now. Video tours can allow not only for buyers to see the property, like a 3D tour, but allows for editing and voice and music to make your listing that much more special, that much more enticing to a potential buyer. So video is something that not all homes need it, but it's definitely an option for a lot of homes out there. All right, so we got the listing agreement, we got the photos, we got the staging. Now we're on the market. Your agent did an amazing job putting it on the MLS, made it sound amazing to prospective buyers. Time for showings. So what does that mean? If you're vacant, pretty easy. Your agent will put a lockbox on the house. They'll do what's called a key any. Allows agents to go and view the property at their convenience with their buyers, and hopefully give you a good offer. Let me say this about lockboxes. Once again, if your agent is not using an electronic lockbox that tracks every person that comes through your door, tell them to hit the road. You want an e-lockbox, not mechanical lockboxes. One, mechanical lockboxes are much easier to break into. These e-boxes, you cannot break into these boxes, let's just say it that way. I've had squatters break the crap out of one of my boxes. The key was still in there. So e-boxes, so not only you can track, but for safety of keeping that key where it's supposed to be. Other options are if you're living in the home, you're gonna want some notice. Now, what does that notice look to you? Is it a 2-hour notice? Because you're always ready to go, you're not really around that much, and as long as your agent gives you that 2 hours heads up, you can get out of the house and allow for a good showing. Or do you need 24 hours, 48 hours, because you got a busy family and kids running around? Just talk to your agent and see what works best for you. This is your process just as much as the buyer's process. We wanna make sure that it's comfortable for everyone involved. Feedback. After showings, we try our best to get feedback. With that e-lockbox, it's amazing. We send an automatic survey to the agent and hopefully they respond. I will tell you this, about 10% do. So what you want to do is make sure your agent's sending out follow-up emails beyond the automated system. If you get that personal email to that client or to that buyer's agent, I get about 50% response. And then we get some good feedback about what they're seeing and what they're doing with the listing. Finally, open houses. Everyone talks about open houses, and open houses are important based on the house. They're not needed for every house. And sometimes it's just a waste of your time and an inconvenience for you to have the looky-loos of the neighbor. Now, you can discuss that and that strategy with your listing agent, because there are times they work great. But with today's technology of 3D tours, videos, pictures, people know what the house looks like. They're coming to the house with an agent to feel if it's right for them. They don't necessarily just want to come see your house like they did back in the days and just wonder what that house looks like. They know now. Now, unfortunately, there are times where we have to do price reductions. It could be we started out a little too high, we're a little too aggressive with that market analysis. We thought we could be above the curve. It could be that we had a shift in the market. It happened last year to where, everything was going great, and then we hit the brakes so hard that any house on the market had to do a price reduction. It was just the way of the times. Honestly, it could be that we're getting feedback from some of that stuff that there's just items of the house that either need to be changed or we're going to do a price reduction to make the offset whatever we're getting the feedback from the buyers. So there are multiple reasons for price reductions. Depending on your strategy, your needs, your desires, that can happen 2 weeks in, it can happen 3 months in. Just be aware it's a possibility of price reductions. It doesn't mean anything's bad, it's just something changed, something happened, it's okay. Finally, once we have everyone through the door, we've done our marketing, we'll get an offer. At some point, almost every listing gets an offer, but you have multiple choices of what happens with that offer. You can, of course, accept it if it's everything you wanted. You can counter if there's some terms that you just think that you need to tweak back and forth and hopefully get to where you're happy, the buyer's happy, and you have a mutually accepted contract. Or if it's just so far off, you can reject it. There are so many home investors out there that do a good job of trying to acquire homes for what they are trying to do, that they just throw offers out. And they do tend to be low. And if it's not something that you feel is going to work for you, reject it or counter. There's so many options, but just know that's the end of the listing process. I hope you stick around for our sales process video so we can discuss how that process works, and I'm excited to take you through that. I hope you enjoyed this video on the listing process. Like and subscribe if you did. If you have any questions, you can contact me and my information is below. Thanks so much.